fact that he's not been hit on the chin. Dillian Whyte can whack, and he's in great shape. And I think that Dillian's going to take this fight and go in there and go, you know what? He's going to roll the dice and punch when, you know, Moses does. And I think that is the importance here. Dillian's got to take the chance early.
No, it could. I think it might be too soon for Moses. I think Moses is on a great run. I think Dillian, you know, if he had more momentum, it would be, I could probably stamp my authority on the decision a bit more.
Options for Moses. Is he ready for this level? Can he take a shot? What's he like when the going gets tough? Is he overrated?
Boxing experts are warning Moses Itama about the potential dangers of facing Dillian Whyte, citing Whyte's formidable power and vast experience. Derek Chisora expressed surprise at Whyte's decision to take on Itama, noting that the young prospect is still developing and not yet operating at the same level. Many believe Itama would benefit from gaining more professional experience before stepping in against such a dangerous, seasoned opponent to avoid jeopardizing his career too soon.
I had a phone call a couple of weeks ago. They offered me to fight Moses Itauma in Saudi. You know, I said, how much? He said, 2 million. I said, nah, I'm out. I even phoned Dylan. I was like, Dylan, I don't know why you're taking this fight, you know, because this kid is on fire right now. And he's getting better and better. It's not like he's going backwards, he's going forward.
One of the reasons he is taking it is that Moses is WBO #1 at the moment, so that there's some kind of light at the end of the tunnel for Dillian taking that fight.
Ain't no light at the end of that tunnel.
I agree with you. I think I don't think Dillian gets beyond 4 or 5 rounds.
You're crazy. Yeah. There's no light at that tunnel. That kid is, no, you mad. No way. Even Lawrence Okoli said, Moses is bad.
Dean Whyte also voiced concerns about the timing of this fight, arguing that Dillian Whyte may present too great a challenge for Moses at this stage of his career. While acknowledging Moses's undeniable talent and promise, Dean stressed that the young heavyweight is still in the early stages of professional boxing. He emphasized that this matchup is not solely about skill, it is also about experience, adaptability, and composure under pressure. Dean urged Moses and his team to think carefully before facing a fighter who has already been tested in high-pressure bouts against top-level competition.
He's the new kid on the block, the kid with the thunder, big punch in southpaw. He's predicted to be the leading boy of the heavyweight division. So, I mean, look. It's a crossroads fight, obviously, as you could look at it. They're saying they're hoping that the baton will be passed from him beating Dillian. I think Dillian's got other ideas. And Dillian's a man that's never should be written off. I think it might be too soon for Moses. I think Moses is on a great run. I think Dillian, you know, if he had more momentum, it would be, I could probably stamp my authority on the decision a bit more. But still, Dillian's pressing, he's working hard. And if Dillian's up for it, that experience, you know, is going to play a pivotal role in that fight.
Moses Itama, however, remains confident and focused, opening up about his preparations. He made it clear that he is putting in relentless work alongside his coaches. He detailed how each training session is designed to sharpen his skills and improve conditioning. While some in his circle have expressed concerns, Moses dismisses the doubts, insisting that no one truly knows the extent of his capabilities. He believes in his strength, mindset, and ability to handle the pressure of facing a veteran like Dillian Whyte, keeping his focus on executing his game plan and proving he belongs at the elite level.
There's nothing to kind of deal with, because it's like the only thing you can do is either get angry or ignore it. So I choose to keep in control of my emotions. So I just kind of ignore it. Like, I'm just only on my own path. Everybody's got their own journey. Everybody's got their own thing. But like, I'm not trying to compare anything.
Yeah.
And we was just talking about it with my coaches yesterday. It was like, you know, a lot of people put pressure because they're too worried about the outcome. I'm not worried about the outcome. I'm worried about the game plan, and then the game plan leads to the outcome. So I don't think of things that I can't control. Your opinions I can't control. Like, for example, like if I go to bed today, I wake up tomorrow morning, I still got to play the Moses Itauma role.
Yeah.
So my feelings and my feelings and opinions of myself can't be based on what someone else thinks of me. because you don't have to play the Moses Itauma role 24/7. I do, so I just choose to ignore him.
Dillian Whyte, right? I mean, I think it surprised a few when he got announced. It was like, okay, and all of a sudden people were like, this is an interesting fight. Old Lion versus young Lion. What do you make of Dillian Whyte and where he is now in his career? I think I might be boxing the best Dillian Whyte there is, because you know this is his last chance. So I just got to kind of stop him from coming back into the division. To be honest, for a long time
Dillian Whyte, for his part, has sent a direct message to Moses Itama warning him not to underestimate what lies ahead. He underlined that he is not a fighter to be taken lightly, stressing that his experience, grit, and fighting spirit set him apart from anyone Moses has faced before. Whyte highlighted the energy and edge that come from years of surviving tough battles and high-stakes contests, advantages that cannot be matched by youth alone. He made it clear that he is coming into this fight with a point to prove, determined to present himself as a dangerous opponent who will not back down.
I ain't frustrated media, I was frustrated people talking shit, and then when they come and see him in shape and different mindset, then they start changing their minds and opinion. I'm like, yo, I have the same energy, bro. I have the same energy. When I'm 118, 120 kilos, I have the same energy, because now I'm light and I look like I'm in shape. Then now everybody's like, oh yeah. I'm like, yo, come on, man. You know, I don't need to be 100% to win some fights, because I'm a fighter, I know what to fight. He's had more amateur fights than me and all of this other shit. You know, he's doing what he's meant to know. And one thing is, he's got the what's the word I'm looking for? The ignorance of inexperience. You know, I didn't say it right, but I'm tired. Yeah, ignorance of youth or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm not a chump, bro. You know, I'm not a chump. You know, obviously people writing me up, but I'm not a chump. I'm not a chump. So this is what happened Saturday.
Dillian, one word. What can we expect on Saturday night?
What I always bring, man. I always bring that. With me, there's always that unpredictability in the ring. You know what I mean?
A training partner who has been working closely with Dillian Whyte offered candid insight into the heavyweight's condition ahead of the fight. He revealed that Dillian looks physically better than he has in a long time, moving sharply, punching with real power, and showing crisp footwork. His endurance in sparring has been impressive, and his focus in camp has been unmatched. The training partner noted that Whyte's preparation for this fight is as intense as ever, which could spell serious trouble for Moses. Boxing analysts, while praising Moses's maturity, discipline, and over 20 amateur fights worth of experience, caution that this represents a massive leap in competition. Facing Whyte means meeting an opponent who has shared the ring with world champions and top contenders, a test not only of skill but also of mental toughness and adaptability under the light.
You know, Itauma only had about 20 or so amateur fights. He has done a lot of sparring. But again, sparring is behind closed doors. You're in an environment that you feel comfy in. You're away from the scrutiny of the camera. You're not allowed, strictly speaking, you're not really allowed, and most gyms won't allow you to record a spar. They might show you a glimpse of footage, but you're talking 5 seconds, maybe if even. So he's been kind of away in his own comfort zone. He's fought on big shows as co-main event. I believe him against McKeon was co-main event on Fury Set 2. But again, he's going in as the firm favourite against the fighter he's expected to beat, and he's the bridesmaid, right? He's fought in the he's fought in the York Hall a couple of times. He's fought low down the card. You know, Itauma's always been that guy. You know, he can learn his craft. He's not strictly, you know, the eyes of the world are on you, etc. Getting bigger, and you know, more people are talking about him, but still, you know, comfy at his own pace. Now his first headline. Bear in mind, Joshua's first headline, I believe, was at the O2 against Gary Cornish. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I know he headlined that night. And this is his first headline. A pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia against Dillian Whyte, and all the media work that comes with it. You did a face-off on Monday. You did the grand arrivals yesterday. You're doing the public workout today. You're doing the press conference tomorrow. You're doing the weigh-in tomorrow. Or you're doing the weigh-in on Friday. Now you're doing fight night on Saturday. You'll have a press conference most likely after. Lots going on. Lots going on for a young man at 20. How is he caking all that? And that's what I'm wondering. It really, again, you know, you compare him to maybe someone like an Anthony Joshua, and it's like, well, AJ had, you know, all this experience in the amateurs. He had you know, the Sky, you know, machine behind him and stuff like that, but he was a lot older than Itauma. Again, how old would AJ have been? What, mid to late 20s? 25, 26, thereabouts. So old enough to be, you know, a bit more sturdy in that. It does have me wondering with Itauma. It is a wonder. But personally, I think Itauma, when I look at him, I think that there's something there with this kid. I think he's got an old head on young shoulders. I think that this is the first, look, it's his first time headliner, it's the first pay-per-view, probably will be jitters.